Rey Dau is already one of the coolest monsters that Capcom has ever made. It was June 7th, 2024, and during the Summer Games Fest, Capcom dropped their second official trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds. It showed off the Balahara and some gameplay riding the secrets, but the real showstopper and jaw-dropper was this mysterious lightning wyvern briefly shown here. And all we got were these 5 seconds, but that's all we needed. Everyone was already sold on this monster.
Oh, that thing looks awesome!
I like it!
What was that?
We didn't even know its name, and thus, we only knew this thing as the Railgun Wyvern, or as some of us affectionately called it, Thor Magala. For the next 2.5 months, we got no more details, but that very quickly changed at Gamescom. The third trailer for Wilds was presented on August 20th, revealing a new map, the Crimson Forest, and a new monster, Lalabarina, both of which are very cool. But then they showed him again. We saw his face, his moves, his lightning, and at last, on the website, the name, Rey Dau, Apex of the Windward Plains. But that's not all. As for the next several days, we were treated to all sorts of live streams and footage of a demo for Monster Hunter Wilds, where players could hunt the Doshiguma, Chatacabra, Balahara, and to the surprise of many, Rey Dau. And this monster is spectacular. Let's start by looking at its design. Rey Dau is a giant flying wyvern covered with bony gold scales, with smaller black scales creating a streaked pattern along its body. It has a very unique wing structure, as the wing membranes extend all the way past its hind legs and ends at the base of the tail, which is mostly just made of spiky plating and can turn blue when charged with electricity. At the tips of its wings lie protrusions that Rey Dau uses for many of its attacks. These can also be charged with electricity, causing them to turn black and blue. Then there are its facial structures, a pair of horns and a pair of mandibles. And what makes Rey Dau so fascinating is that these appendages can fold in and out. Normally they're folded out, but when charging a lightning attack, they fold in to channel the lightning into a concentrated beam. It's a very unique and creative feature. But in my opinion, Rey Dau's most unique and memorable feature isn't its physical design, but its sound design. Not only are the sounds of its lightning attacks super crisp, the noises that Rey Dau makes are incredible. Check this out. It's just so eerie and otherworldly. Kinda like the Sandtide. And speaking of the Sandtide, let's dive into what we know about Rey Dau's ecology. Now, we don't actually know all that much about Rey Dau just yet, but the main thing we do know is that Rey Dau prefers to emerge during the Sandtide. And this makes sense, considering the monster uses the lightning to its advantage. We can even see Rey Dau get struck by lightning, which presumably empowers itself. After the Sandtide has subsided, Rey Dau may remain out in open spaces, especially if already engaged, but most likely you'll find it cooped up in its lair. And this is no ordinary monster lair, as this location is covered in special minerals that conduct electricity through them, which extends the range of Rey Dau's lightning attacks. Beyond this, we know that Rey Dau is the apex of the Windward Plains, and this is very clearly shown off when squaring against the region's other inhabitants. That poor Balahara. This does leave me wondering though, what happens when a Rey Dau meets a Rathalos? We do know the Rathalos shows up in this region, but we haven't seen him outside of the reveal trailer. My money's on Rey Dau though, as this monster's got some impressive moves. Rey Dau is an imposing foe that makes good use of its facial features, wing structures, and tail as weapons, imbuing its attacks with the power of lightning while mixing in ranged lightning blasts. Rey Dau will primarily use its wings to attack, doing a sliding wing strike or a wing slam while on the ground. One of its favorites is this soaring wing slide, and it will sometimes do this graceful flip into a huge wing slam. Now if you're behind Rey Dau, you'll probably be met with either a tail swipe or a big tail slam. It may also attack with its face, folding in its facial structures for a charged face stab or even a face slam. And all of these attacks will often be charged with lightning. But the monster's best use of lightning is through its various beams and blasts. If you stand at a distance, this monster will try to snipe you with lightning, either from the ground or in the air. And finally, Rey Dau's signature ability is its powerful Railgun Blast. The crazy thing about the Railgun Blast is that the surrounding environment darkens right before Rey Dau unleashes its massive bolt of lightning. This attack is so powerful that it terraforms the environment, either setting the surrounding grass on fire or creating bursts of fulgurite when it hits the sand. And lastly, this attack might be an auto stun too. Now, granted, I've only seen one instance of a hunter getting hit by this attack and actually surviving, but in that one instance, they did get stunned. But yeah, that's your rundown of Rey Dau's abilities. Such a powerful and flashy monster. Now, unfortunately, we know nothing about its armor and weapons just yet, but I fully expect them to look incredible and sport some sort of new and really cool armor skills on either the armor or the weapons, because weapons do have skills now. More than anything, this whole video is more of an early look at what to expect from Rey Dau in the final release of Monster Hunter Wilds. I hope you're all as excited for Wilds as I am. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing, as I plan to make more content like this in the future. Thank you for watching, be cool, stay frosty.